If you walk into a room like you own it, and you're friends with this guy, friends with this guy saying hi to you, this girl saying hi to you, people are being friendly to you, and you're speaking in such a way that you're so confident in what you're saying, they're automatically going to come up with the conclusion, the guy looks confident, acts confident, walks confident, talks confident, therefore he is confident. Just like the classic expression, if it looks like a duck, sounds like a duck, quacks like a duck, walks like a duck, then it's a fucking duck. So did you know that verbal communication only represents 7% of all communication? In other words, 93% of all communication is nonverbal. Nonverbal meaning walking, talking, your body language, your tonality, your physique, the way you use your hands when you express certain words, your eye contact, all those things. How those have to do with attracting women is this. It's one word, positioning, specifically confident positioning or powerful positioning. That's the one thing that is nonverbal that's going to get women attracted to you, basically getting your foot in the door, that has nothing to do with your looks or what you say. And here's exactly what I mean by positioning. I want you to picture that there's two different guys. These two guys are basically the same on every other scale, except for the one scale when it comes to attracting women. They both have very similar jobs. They're both rated similarly on the attractiveness scale to, most women. But guy number one, although he's pretty confident in his career, he's pretty established in his career, he looks like he's going places in his life. When it comes to women, he seems to always have this setback about him that he can't just talk to them super easily. He can't talk to them with confident body language, confident eye contact. He's always kind of anxious when it comes to talking to them. And so even though he's good on paper, these women don't feel super attracted to him. As opposed to guy number two, he's not super successful in that regard on paper. He's not like a millionaire. However, he has this thing about him where he's just super confident whenever he's talking to someone. He enters any room like he owns the place. He walks like he owns the place. He has his shoulders back. He has his back straight. He's very direct and bold without being offensive intentionally. And so women, when they're with him, they're like, although he's not necessarily the full package on paper, I feel really attracted to him and I don't know why. He just went up to me and said, I'm definitely taking you out, after just a few back and forth. And so I was like, I'm definitely gonna follow his lead. And I don't even know why I'm following his lead. It's just because he's confident within himself, it makes me wanna follow him. You see, man, the drastic difference between guy number one and guy number two is guy number one doesn't have that self-belief when it comes to being with women in terms of his sub-communications. Guy number two is sub-communicating without saying something, let's say in particular, oh, I'm attractive, oh, I'm this, I'm hot shit. He's not saying these things inherently. He's not explicitly stating them. But women somehow respond to his advances and to his presence in the room very positively. His sub-communications are very high value. They're very confident. The reason why your powerful positioning is so important is because it's basically the point of entry when it comes to interacting with women. The point of entry meaning it's basically the first thing when it comes to women seeing you from afar, when it comes to women interacting with you right away. They see your body language. They see how people are responding to you. They hear your words. They see how confident you are when you're talking to them. And so they're automatically going to make a generalization about you based upon how you're talking to them. They're not even going to be consciously thinking about this. It's all subconscious. So basically your question right now is, what do you do about this point of entry? The first impression that women see about you when they see you in public, not online. What you should do is just focus on getting as much reps in, aka talking to as many women as possible if you're not strong right now in that specific category. And once you get those reps in, you're going to naturally realize that you're starting to feel very confident at talking to girls and at just coming up with things to say 1 time, 2 times, 3 times, 10 times, 20 times. You're naturally going to build up that social muscle, that charisma muscle, that smoothness muscle. And so listen, this assumes already that within your personal life, your job, school, whatever it is you're doing, that you're already feeling successful in them, or you're already feeling like you're on the path to doing better. If you feel like you're already doing decent in your personal life, your hobbies, all these things, the gym, etc., your finances, this should be a supplement to your life. This shouldn't be the main focus. Your main focus as a man shouldn't be, how am I gonna attract this girl? How am I gonna attract this girl by saying this, saying this, saying this, saying this? Because you see, man, when you have that internal confidence and you know you're doing well in your own life, and finances and job and purpose and mission are a big part of a man's life. They're basically the central part of his life. But you're only slacking with women, that's not that big of a deal. But if it's the other way around, you have a purpose that's not even defined. You don't even know what your purpose is. You're in big trouble, dude. So anyways, I don't want to go off on a tangent, but make sure you have that in check first, or you're at least on the path to doing better. So that's going to give you the confidence internally. And then when you work on that, you get to work on your point of entry with women. you have that point of entry down packed when it comes to interacting with them in person, you're gonna start feeling confident about yourself because you're doing it so many times. And when you start feeling confident about yourself, women are going to feel that same way about you. And the way women are, and as a matter of fact, the way people are in general, we think in terms of generalizations. If a person sounds confident, acts confident, walks confident, talks confident, and dresses confident, he must be a confident person. She must be a confident person, whatever. Your goal should be to be that guy as much as possible, to look in the mirror and say, I'm that guy as much as possible. And the way you're going to do that is not by following some cringe dating advice. Text her this, say this to her, say that to her. Make sure you ignore her for 5 days. Make sure you ignore her for 2 hours and say this and don't say this. That's the most cringe-worthy dating advice, and I always cringe when I hear dating coaches saying things like that because it makes no fucking sense whatsoever. It's so cringe. You're basically attacking the problem not from its roots. It just looks like it's nice from the surface. That's number one. Number two, a lot of it is very manipulative, and the women could pick up on that. And they cringe too when they see you doing this. And then she plays hard to get because you're playing hard to get. The whole point is, man, women are attracted to confidence. I don't care what anyone tells you. All women are universally attracted to confidence. When you are a self-confident person and you're portraying that and you're actually acting like a confident person, people are going to associate you as that person who's confident. And that's what's going to get the women attracted to you. And when you do it with practice, that's the point of entry. This video is entirely about positioning. You want to make sure your positioning is on point. When you're in a social situation, you're positioned in such a way where you're automatically that guy that they're thinking about subconsciously as that confident dude, the guy who knows what to do, the guy who people love to talk to, the guy who just has everything taken care of. But if you're like most guys have the opposite of that. They have not even neutral positioning, they have shitty positioning. Automatically thinking of, oh, look at that hot girl over there. Do you think I have a chance with her? Yeah, man, what do you think of that hot girl over there? Do you think she'll like a guy like me? All of those indicate a victim's mindset. They indicate shitty positioning. They indicate weak positioning. You don't want to be one of those guys. You want to be one of the guys who naturally, when you walk into the room, people just feel your presence. And you're not going to do this by being forceful or by forcing your way. You're going to do this with repetition and by actually feeling confident in other areas of your life. Because when you feel confident in other areas of your life, what's inside tends to be projected outwards. And when you get into the hang of this and you could talk to any person, anytime, any place, you're naturally gonna feel like you have this like social weapon, social advantage over other people because most people are not like this. Most people can't just go up to people, to a stranger and talk to them. Most people can't just go up to a woman who's attractive and look her dead in the eye and be like, hey, I thought you were attractive. I wanted to say hi. Hey, I saw you over there, right? I liked your outfit. I wanted to say hi, whatever, without tripping over their words or without thinking too much. Most people don't have that skill set, but when you start working on it, I'm gonna actually link a video in the description regarding how to get to that point, you're naturally going to have the good point of entry. Women, as a matter of fact, might be just a little intimidated by you because you're very confident, because you have this presence about you, you have this magnetic aura about you. And that's why I wanna get you, dude. So anyways, man, focus on your positioning, your confident positioning. Don't focus on the stupid logistics, what to say, what not to say, when to respond, when not to respond. If she looks at you first, do you look this way? No. Focus mainly on your confident positioning, and this is going to come with your own internal self-confidence, and when you build it and when you work upon it, you're naturally going to improve your game and level up your game. That's the point I want to get you, dude. So keep that in mind, man. Work on your own confidence and work on all the elements of a confident person. And I guarantee you're not going to regret this in the slightest.